Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to demo today a new application I've been working on this past week called Boxor. Boxor is designed to allow pretty much anyone to rapidly produce dozens or thousands of images at the click of a button for your gaming library. And it does this by leveraging another piece of software called Launchbox, which if you haven't checked out, I highly recommend. I'll have a link in the description below. And this demo is going to go with the assumption that you've already gone through and set it up for your gaming library. So without further ado, let me run through the application, how it works, and its major features. Now I'm going to run it here. It's basically a fresh install, so it should be the exact same experience you get on first run. Okay, so pretty simple window. You got three cards. You got the base image, child resource, and preview. Base image is what we will be starting with, such as an outline of a box. Child resources are art or text we want to add to that box or base image. Think of it almost as stickers. And then preview shows us what it'll look like using one of the games as a random game as an example. And then we click down here to save. Now the first thing you're going to want to do, by default it's in something called single file mode, which is fine. You can click on add an image, add a child resource, static stuff, and generate a single file. It does the job. File list I'll get back to a little later. And launchbox mode, this is where the magic happens. So first thing you do that happens when you click on it, essentially it'll ask you to locate launchbox. So if you click on that and you tell it where it is, this is wherever you have installed launchbox, the root folder for that application, and you'll see up here, boom, it found some games. Now you got this last box here called Show Hidden, where in Launchbox you can set some games to hidden. So that does exactly what you think it would. Using this, it will allow you to create art for the hidden games, and by default it's disabled. Okay, so let's go through. In addition to the number of games found, there's these two other drop boxes. So the first one is the list of platforms. Again, getting this from Launchbox's database. So I'm going to go through, set us to the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A, a very old computer system. And you'll see it drop down to 19 games. There's only 19 games in the library for that system that I have. And I can further filter that down lower by including only games that are missing the art. So let's say for this I wanted to create some cartridge images. I could click on this and it would only create art for whatever is missing an existing cartridge. So if there's any existing ones, it won't overwrite them. Now, for Texas Instruments, you'll see 0 games found. That's because I'm not actually missing anything. This also implies that you've already gone into Launchbox and used the Games Missing Media feature. So, turn the filter off, and let's get down to it. So first step we want to do is we want to create a base image. Now, this you'll want to look online. For me, I found this box image, very plain and basic. Let me make it a bit bigger for a PC DVD. Doesn't really match the system we're using, but for our purposes, as a demo, it's good enough. Once we set our base, we can start adding child resources. So we've got 3 types of resources to add. We've got static images. So let's say you want to add a watermark that does not change across each title. That's what you would use. Next one we have is text. Now this is pretty straightforward. If you've used any text editing program, you can choose your font. Let's say some text. You can make it centered, bold, italic, pukey yellow, and let's add that in. Well, that's not too exciting. So far I've added some text, but I actually want the text to change. So if I go in and edit this, I can change the type. We've got certain types of metadata that it can grab. Now, what I'm thinking is I want to put the rating. Now, For this system, there aren't any ratings. It's way too old for that. So let's pretend it's ratings, but I'm just going to use title as our example here. So let's go through. I'm going to change color again. And I don't want it to be italic. Click that. Boom. Now you'll see here that matches. So let's put it towards the bottom of the image. Oop, not that far. And we can adjust where it's positioned. We can also adjust its rotation if you want to have something. We can edit, put in any values we want here. So I'm going to put 0. I don't want that. But let's get to the fun stuff. Let's add some art. Now, if you look here, these are the same categories that Launchbox has. We've got screenshots, box art, cartridges. We also have these where, for example, any box art, it'll show, it'll take from box front, reconstructed, fan art, that good stuff. So for our purposes, let's just grab a screenshot. I'm going to make most of the image use the screenshot. So let's drop it down a bit and let's make it bigger. Not that big. Okay. There we go. Not looking too good, but you get the idea. But one thing we are missing, I mean, we have the title of it down here, but let's say we want to add a little something a little better to the top to indicate the title of this game. So let's go with the logo. Here's a clear logo. And we're going to have to adjust it ourselves a bit. So let's make it a little wider, a little less high. Put that down there. Make it a little centered. Boom. There we go. Now if I want to see how it looks with different titles, I can pick a random game. Wait a little bit, and boom, you'll see everything has changed for that title. Now there's another button here called Pick a Specific Game. This is not yet implemented, but when it is, it'll let you scroll through a list of game titles, search for one, and optionally, eventually it'll allow you to save, instead of doing a bulk save of 19 images, you could save just this one. But I think we're done here. So let's go ahead and save this. You'll see it comes with a little info graphic, 19 new files, roughly 8 megs. This is extremely roughly. But let's go continue. And yeah, we'll save it in there. Now here's it's doing its thing. Give it some time. Give it some more time. And we're done. Now if we go into that folder, here we are. And you'll see each image has been customized. Oh, that's our that's the default box that I started with. So that's just the same place to put it. But there should be 21. See here. Yeah. One for each file. Plus this one and this other file. Now, if you open this text file up, this will start off with the name of the platform and then each game that it created image for. Eventually, that will be for this feature here called file list. So let's say you created the art, you copied it into your folder, and you notice that half of them are bad, that doesn't look right. You want to edit, but just edit the ones that you've already created. You can go into file list, pick that file, and it'll regenerate only for those. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You can go in, you can use this to create disk images, pretty much anything you want on a nice standardized format that should look great across your library. So hopefully you have better artistic talent than I do. But yeah, so there's a couple of features missing, as I mentioned, but I wanted to get out there, get some feedback, see if you guys have any ideas of other features you would like to see added on. And if there is, feel free to let me know in the comments or on the Launchbox forum where you probably got the link to this video from. So thank you very much, everyone. Take care.